Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your metals market wrap up for this Wednesday, the 5th of August, 2020, and the time right now about 5:50 p.m. Central Time. Runaway Train. Wasn't that a song? I think it was. You got it in the silver and the gold market. It's a runaway. And the swings are unbelievable. I watched silver get an intraday correction of 75 cents. Now, for those of you uninitiated on a full-size contract, that's about $4,000 in round figures, $3,500 to $4,000. Wow. I mean, if you can handle the heat, that's great. It offered some opportunity, I guess. I think copper's also rejected the 280 level, but I don't think it's ready to move to the upside. Energy markets are staying very nice and firm. It doesn't hurt them that the dollar's staying under pressure and the euro is going up. And what that does, by the way, is the dollar drops, markets priced in dollars, gold for example, but you can buy gold in other currencies obviously, but our goods are priced in dollars. That helps them overall. As we take a look at a weekly chart of just closes, this is where we were earlier. I left the blue line there, and now we're at 2031.10, up $68 for the week, a complete run to the upside, rather dramatic in its scope. When you take a look at the daily bar chart here, you can see how the market stuck its head way up here, and intraday, at least in the early evening, we're backing off a little bit from those highs, but certainly up $4 on the day. The swing line, we have patterns of higher lows, higher highs. That's bullish. The market is trading over the 18-day average of closes. That's bullish. And there's an event taking place. You'll notice that this 18-day average is racing to get back up and over 1950-230. Now, it's moving at the tune of about $12 a day just recently. So tomorrow, assuming the market is steady, I have no idea what that means, but steady, I would not be surprised to see this market get very close into the 1940s towards that number, and by week's end to be right around there. That's important because on pullbacks, you don't necessarily break the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. In terms of the upper Bollinger Band, this is called the Gorilla Glue trade. I know that I'm giving them promotion because I like their product. It's so strong. I used to be an Elmer's glue, but the Gorilla Glue came on, and I did find it to work stronger. And I'm one of these handy guys. With all the other things I do, I love to work with my hands, putting up walls, doing things. It's crazy. I'm never not doing something. But as you take a look, this is what you call Gorilla Glue. And when it happens, it's a combination of prices riding the upper Bollinger Band along with the embedded slow stochastic reading there. In other words, you converted from an overbought condition, and the two numbers that make this up, the red and the blue, called the K and the D line, stay solidly above 80. That's telling you you have a powerhouse. Now, you do get corrections, and you will back away. You did it a little bit right here, but then you came right back at it. What can you say? The gold-silver ratio, I'm going to have to adjust my chart. It's about to fall out of it. The upper part was 125. The lower part now is 75. We've lost 50 ounces there. That's a big number. In other words, if you had a perfect world and you put all the silver into a basket, let's assume you ran to your local Kroger or whatever stores in your area, and you put it in there and you went to your little store that sells gold and silver, and you said, here, I have 75.4 ounces of silver, I want an ounce of gold. In a perfect world, no commissions, no markups, you'd convert over. Used to be 125. That basket you were pushing was a heck of a lot heavier. When you look at silver, it's just re-embedding. So embedding means that the numbers had corrected here. I was looking for a pullback to the 18-day average of closes. The market never gave. In fact, what did it do? Well, if we take a look, this market just looked back and it doesn't give up anything. And it just is staying strong as can be. Another sign of strength. Now, it takes 3 days in a row where these numbers stay over 80 together. You cannot count Thursday. We don't know what the day is going to be like. So you go back to Wednesday, and the day before you weren't embedded. So you're an overbought market. that cannot convert tomorrow. The earliest it can accomplish it is Friday. That's a long way off in silver time. You hit the upper band today, or got right to it, as you can see. I'll take you there right now. 27.25 was the high. You went right through it, and the market backed off. So one of the things that has been happening is you're hitting the bands recently up here, you're backing off in here. The market is not the gorilla glue trade, not as strong as the gold from a technical perspective. Running and paying attention to that upper band, and I think the smart money's cutting back positions as you hit it and putting them back on the brakes, taking advantage of that. And until the trend is gone, that'll be it. I certainly see an overbought market, so the filters I use would keep me away from that. In the copper, I think I'm right on the money. We have a sideways market, and now you're forming what I call that pipe. And in that pipe, you just spin around, you get frustrated as can be, you can get breakouts up or down. You had one recently in the energies. They're trying to resolve it to the upside of all things right now. We'll see. But this market, just looking at interesting action there. When we go to the platinum, we held that challenge of what I call that line in the sand. So for those of you out there that have taken my charting course, you know, one of the things I teach is markets like to look at moving averages and find a neutral zone. It's one of the functions that they perform. And when you're above them, you like to come back to them to see what next. When you're under them, it likes to go back to them for the resistance area to see what's next. I think that the main one is that 18-day average of closes in the futures markets. And I think that that's what this market did. So you had this violent correction, and violent's the right word. It's $100 an ounce. And that was what, 10-15% of the value, and right back up today to a new high for the move. Whoa, you talk about craziness. And overbought at the same time. When you talk about the palladium, as I said yesterday, the market has put out new buy signals for those that look at higher high, higher low scenarios. As long as you don't get back under 2101.30, the pattern of higher lows, higher high is in place. The bulls have to defend to believe that, the 2176.90 level. And the risk on it is rather large. It's $70 an ounce. I mean, some of the stuff's getting away from the point where you can trade it even semi-comfortably. And I use the word even semi-comfortably. That's an awful lot of risk, and because you're so high and at a new level in these markets, got to be careful with them. Obviously, palladium has been higher, but gold, no. Silver coming back, no. But a lot of violence in them. In the dollar index, was that it? It just might have been. If you take a look with me right here, you were getting a correction in the market. The slow stochastic stayed under 20. It got over it right here. This day, even though you had a down day, if it re-embeds, it has to do it right away. This was yesterday. It has to do it right away, and it did it. It opened lower, never looked back. It's re-embedded. That tells me the pros are going to sell this market on rallies. Again, looking for new lows in the market, back under that 92 level until they lose the embedded reading. I cover this in detail for you at 5:40 a.m. Central Time. Now let me tell you what I do. I wake up pretty early and I read like a madman. So before I even get out of bed, got either my tablet or my phone next to me, and I am reading from all over the world the news. And I'm sitting there and I'm going through everything from Asia, many newspapers, and the English. I obviously don't speak the languages. I wish I did, but I don't. Then into Europe. Again, I can read some French and I can read Spanish. It's amazing. But as you look at what goes on there, I'm getting a feel for what's going on. Then I come back to America and I look at the markets. Now I'm going to cover with you 40 futures markets. And in them, I'm going to do it a certain way every day. We're going to first look at the fundamentals. That's what I'm looking at in the morning for you. So I'm going to give you a quickie on that. When I do my video recording, I give you the highlights of what I've seen overnight. It's a quick read. I don't know if the read is 30 seconds. The idea is to give you what's coming out and then what's coming out in America, because we get our reports starting typically anywhere from 6 in the morning until 10 in the morning. That's Central Time. The idea here, when I go through the charts, I'm going to go through all these different categories. I'm going to go through 40 of them. I'm going to give you my specific. Buy here, sell there, do this, do that. Here's what I like, here's what I don't like. And I reinforce what I teach in my charting course. On some days I may decide, okay, let's discuss Bollinger Bands. Other days I may go for window envelopes, show you where they're at, how you get them with your research, where I put them. I'll explain the syllabus at the bottom. Again, let's assume that you're busy. You might just want to look at the metals. There's a scroll bar on the website. Just pull right to metals. It'll play the metal section for you. Could it be any quicker? I don't think so. I get comments from people left and right saying how much time I'm saving them and yet how it's reinforcing for them their own ideas. And that's what it's about. I'm not looking to manage your money. I'm looking to help you manage what you think you should do in the market. If you're thinking of selling and I've got buy reasons, maybe that talks you out of it. If you're looking to buy and I have sell reasons, maybe it talks you out. But what about the times that we both agree? Maybe that gives you the courage for whatever position you're looking to do. So how do you get all this? It's simple. You go to our website at www.iraepstein.com under the word research. It's all explained. And folks, the price of 30 days to give it a try is just, so slightly more than a cup of Starbucks. So slightly more, 1 cup. Come on, give yourself a go ahead with it. I'm Ira. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Sorry I didn't have this coordinating. I hit the wrong button. Take care.